Ichi Nissan Da for AEW news. So we see the trend here, Raw. So interesting comparison of Google Trends data between Dynamite and Raw over the past 12 months. You can see a massive spike during the weeks WWE moved to Netflix, whereas we saw zero spike for AEW on Max. You would think 300K new weekly viewers would have caused a spike in interest. So just an interesting little graph to bring to the show. So Bryan Danielson, which will be the through line of this AEW news section, he's a dumbass. Bryan Danielson is being stupid with his health and safety. Idiot. No, listen, I love him. You guys know if you listen to the show, he's one of my all-timers. But some of the you hear and some of the he said in some of these like promos over the years and stuff, or like at these scrums, and it just seems like he's I don't know. Listen, he's not cleared. He's reckless a little bit. Okay. I think I'd just throw that out there. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm not saying I dislike him or anything. And obviously we're playing, you can't hate the player. You got to hate the game. And, but yeah, Bryan Danielson is stupid, and he's playing he's going against medical here. So even for AEW standards, I guess not everything he did at All In was cleared, and he just went ahead and did some, and that like concerns me, man, you know, because I love the dude. Honestly, that's what it is. I don't want to see him like have to, I don't know, dude. Wrestling's a scary thing, dude. We saw what happened to Benoit's brain. We see what happened to people's necks in the industry. People's hips, backs, and all of these things, right? My neck, my back. And so Danielson, I just hope that, you know, I just want to see him like be healthy and not like in a wheelchair. He's got kids and stuff, you know, that's all. That's where my concern comes from. So I'm going to call him out. Stop being a dumbass. Okay. So Danielson, love you, bud. He says that he had some moves cleared to use at All In, and let's just listen to what he had to say with Brie Bella. And there's a few clips from him, and we have clips from some WWE superstars talking about him. We have your boy Phil Marks, PWT, having a tweet about Danielson that went semi-viral here recently the other day, and he's trending right now tonight for something he says about Moxley and AEW. That might shock you, which is actually not him being a dumbass, but he said that that part got clipped while I was on the air. Otherwise, I would have probably wrote Danielson buries Moxley or something like that. But here we go. Let's listen.
Mm-hmm.
Were you supposed to do the moves you did?
Well, some of them I had cleared. Some of them I did not.
Of course.
But I was feeling it.
So
I was feeling it.
For all of you listening who, if you didn't watch AEW, my husband, you know, he retired. Bryan retired November, right? Or October. And
I don't use the R word.
Yeah, no, Russell. I mean, no one's truly.
We do use the R word here. You're redacted.
Retired. But okay.
No. Danielson, I'm not saying he's redacted. We're making jokes here.
In ring since then.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, a lot of stuff with like healing and, you know, where Bryan is at and the doctors just feel and list goes on. So I was dying because when he got into the ring and then I was like, oh, okay.
Did you see me on my Blue Panther mask?
Yes. Which I was like, so Bryan. And then when I saw you just do like all the different things, I was thinking to myself, like, no way.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I knew Dr. Sampson was going to be so upset.
To be fair, he wasn't upset.
You just thought you were an idiot.
He did think I was an idiot. I also...
And by the way, everyone thinks you're back. Because you did all that, everyone thinks you're back.
And that's the thing, man. Like, that's why WWE doesn't let you do that. AEW is just ultimately exposed a lot of stuff about the wrestling business that, like, people understood before, but now it's like highlighted or it's underscored, you know? This is why WWE doesn't let you, because it's like, oh, you're stupid. And now people think you're back. That's why they don't let you do that shit when they think there's a risk of like, man, you've been rocked a bunch of times, huh? You know? So again, man, we're playing loosey goosey in a time where Adam Cole we've covered it ad nauseum. He gets power bombed on the fucking apron. Now he wrestles a match 2 days later. He's got concussion like symptoms. We don't even know if he's ever fully been 100% when he did come back. And when he did come back, he admitted he still had vertigo and shit. Then he jumped off the ramp and broke his foot on that entrance or whatever. And then he was out again. He's like frail and like unhealthy. And I'm not saying that again to be rude or anything. I fucking love Adam Cole. I called him a legend. Some people were like, a legend? Yeah, dude, he did some shit. If you're just a pro wrestling fan, he goes down in the history. Like, you can't tell me the black and gold era, the undisputed era of NXT isn't like that was one of the dopest things in pro wrestling history, you know, Adam Cole, it's the same thing where that's going on. And then Danielson's admitting all this. And then we look at like the Matt Hardy shit. And I don't know. You got to understand why this doesn't come across well. Why the fuck would you even do this? I don't even get why Danielson, who's on the disciplinary committee, mind you, why would you even say this on the internet? You know,
I'm not back.
I know. Well, actually, to be honest, I was confused. I think
You thought I was back?
Well, I go, is there something I don't know? I'm like, tell me.
Yeah, and so he does shit on WWE a bit. Not even shit on it. He just stays honest. Like, he's honest about, I love wrestling Cena. I love Vince McMahon. I love this and that. But he also talks about how, and who knows if he's being honest about it or not. I think he is, because he didn't have kids in WWE really. But then in AEW, he's able to do the whole, like, share the all-in Wembley stuff with his kids, man. And so I could totally see why that usurps his time in WWE. But we have more quotes from him and more Danielson stuff to check out here. So Danielson still thinks WWE is a parody of pro wrestling sometimes, which is crazy. You would say that when you're in a company that Orange Cassidy wrestles in. But Danielson says, I think the AEW shows for the last several months have just been incredible. I watch the product every week at home, both shows, and I just think that the people, the wrestlers. See, here's the thing with Danielson. He's a super indie. I just want to have fun. And like, he does take it serious, but he's just like the super ultra indie. He doesn't take himself too serious, but he takes wrestling serious. And he's just like an ultra indie, want to have fun guy. You know, and never thought he'd even probably make it to where the fuck he did and the level he did. And he's an anomaly. A whole mania got built around it. And I said it all the time too. Like, even Jim Cornette, people who praise Danielson, they need to know, like, I've seen it. He's been on an indie match where the match gets fucked up. Like, the finish gets fucked up. And then he's like, well, let's restart the match because you all paid your tickets. Like, that's horrific shit that the likes of Jim Cornette, as an example, would rip to shreds. But even Jim Cornette would put Danielson over. That's how fucking good he is. Legit, you know? And at the end of the day, I think AEW, he's just able to make so much money and have so much fun. And Tony Khan said it in a fucking interview. He's like, if anything were to happen to me, I'm putting things in place where Danielson would run the company and shit. So why would Danielson ever... Like, why would he want to go back to WWE? You know, Triple H, think about it. He might even have resentment towards Triple H, as I've pointed out numerous times. A lot of people's heat, MVP's heat with Triple H and shit, it mostly stems from fucking their time as talent together, man. And how Triple H as a talent would politic and how people perceived him and Shawn Michaels and shit like that. That all has an effect later. You know, and some people are able to work with it, and some people worked in WWE for 10 years now, where that was Triple H really wasn't. He was more of an office guy. They didn't really have to deal with his shit too much, unless you're maybe at the tippy top, right? But that's Punk got out of there. That's like when Punk got out of there, you know? So things change, and so some people just, you're never going to be able to shake that. And Danielson, that could be a huge fucking factor. That he had to wrestle, like they had to change a whole WrestleMania because of a Triple H insert, essentially. And they tried to not have WrestleMania be a thing, WrestleMania 30. And Danielson might just be like, yeah, I'm having way more fun. I'd rather do this than whatever. But I'm just concerned about the medical part, bro. Like Dr. Sampson's just like, oh, it's whatever. Are you going to be making a speech like Adam Cole? And this isn't like, I'm not trying to be funny or morbid here, but like, when does one cross the I'm Chris Benoit now threshold? I don't know. That's the other thing. We don't know with the whole CTE stuff and how it affects everybody differently. At what point does an MMA fighter or a football player or a pro wrestler or an athlete cross the point of like no return? Why risk it? You know, that's all. He's got an office job. So just Danielson, don't be a dumbass, you know? Anyways, he says that the wrestlers, the people involved in the creative, everybody's doing such a great job. So that's like, listen, I'm not afraid to be critical of a creative process or what I see in that sense. Maybe even when I was in WWE, I would say, okay, sometimes this feels like a parody of wrestling to me. I wrote that in my book that was put out by WWE. Even now, WWE seems like a parody of wrestling to me at times. See, it's crazy because it's just difference of opinion, but definitely I would say AEW, you almost have to watch it as a parody of wrestling. Whereas WWE's far more sports based. Okay. But there's a lot of people that think this fucking strong style shit is more sports based. It really doesn't make it that way. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. Everybody has an opinion on this, and you'll probably just hear me regurgitate the same shit. So I'll just leave it at that, you know? Danielson, though, says that main eventing WrestleMania 30 doesn't mean that much to me. So that's pretty crazy. But think about it, though, as well. Now, either he's just talking shit or what he had to deal with and go through. And he had to go in that match and let Batista, and I'm sure he marked out and loved doing it, but like Batista and Orton beat the shit out of him in that 3-way match, dude. Like they were putting him through announce tables and fucking that. It was crazy the shit they did to him in that match. And he had to wrestle Triple H earlier. You know, he probably went into it with a chip on his shoulder and he had to fight for it. And although it probably feels like a great achievement and a victory for him, just as the creative aspect to him as well, it might be sour grapes on that night. Again, this is his perspective, or he's just riding for Tony Khan right now when Tony Khan needs support and he's just backing his shit, and good for him, man. That's his job, you know? So I went semi-viral for, 117K. That's mini viral, you know, 1.4K likes. And I just quote tweeted this and said the Miz was right. So here's a throwback to when Danielson and Miz threw down face to face on Talking Smack, and Danielson did run away. Honestly, Miz beat him in this promo battle, and Miz is right. And this highlights it all right here. And this just shows you the difference in mentality. And so a lot of people would point this out, you know, Danielson is a numbskull even from this. But at the time, a lot of people got behind Danielson because Miz is the guy you laugh at. He's the shitty reality star guy. But nah. Go back to day one, PWT. Miz is that fucking dude. And he's come such a long way. You want to talk about progression. Look at his original shit from Tough Enough and his original Raw appearances to now. Like, talk about a fucking career, man. And let's just take a listen back to this old throwback clip here.
A gentle way to say it, to me, you wrestle like a coward. You wrestle like somebody who's afraid to get hit. Like I wrestle like a coward.
You wrestle like you're afraid to get hit. Now, he would get out of the way of dives and shit, but that's just it, man. Growing up is realizing that pro wrestling, like, it's not about afraid to get hit, but, like, you're not even trying to hit him, Danielson. That's the fucking point, you know?
So like a coward.
I'm the one.
If I were to create a wrestler who, to me, like, embodies, like, when I was an independent guy and I was thinking, like, oh, okay, what's this?
When I was an indie guy. Well, you're not an indie guy.
Soft WWE style, it would be that. WWE is transformed in the last.
Hold on, you had your chance to talk. You're the one that called me a coward in the wrestling ring. I'm the coward in the wrestling ring.
Yeah.
But let's talk about cowards for 1 second. Okay. The reason I wrestle the way I wrestle is because I can do it day in and day out all the time for 10 plus years. I have never in my career ever have been injured. I don't get injured for 6 months to a year. I am here each and every week But you sit there and call me a coward?
Yeah.
I'm the coward. Wait, let me tell you.
Yeah, dude, for real though. Like, bro, you're sitting at home licking your wounds all the time, and I ain't been injured one goddamn time, and I'm here night in and night out. Fucking Miz cooked him, bro.
About a coward. Let me tell you about a guy who tells his WWE.
And this is what we talk about too with some of the people who do choose AEW over WWE. When people don't understand, like, more money, it's more money up front for sure. But like, you say you love this shit, you say you love wrestling, then go show us that you can do it at the highest level, night in and night out, the toughest schedule. The NHL's the toughest schedule, daddy. You're playing the best of the fucking best, 82 a season, and then playoffs if you're the best. And then playoffs are long, dude. Even basketball, football, all that shit. The best of the best, man. You're putting in that work more than anyone. And it's like, I get it. You want to say Osprey's the best, bruv, but I don't know, dude. Prove it on the biggest stage and night in and night out. That's all I'm saying, dude. That's what the best athletes in the world do. So when they want to say, "Oh, it's not real wrestling. You're afraid to get hit," and then you work once a week, maybe 4 times a month at the most, and you get way more money just like upfront. Can you really make that argument? Are you in it for the love of the game? Is it really about the sport and the love of the game, or are you faking the funk, you know?
WWE fans, the people that he loves, that he will be back. He promises them. I promise you, I will be back in 1 year's time to claim this title. But you didn't, Daniel, did you? But I'm the
Called him out too. He's like, you promised the people you'd be back in 1 year to get this IC title, and you didn't.
coward. I'm the one that doesn't love the fans.
If they would let me come back, I would come back.
Oh, if you would?
Yeah.
You would. You love
Mrs. Cooking him.
that WWE ring. You love being wrestling. You love being right in that wrestling ring, and you love wrestling, right? Well, why don't you quit? Why don't you quit and go to the bingo halls?
See, and Miz even called him out on what he did. He even called him out on what he did. Look at the venue they're in right now. I actually like this venue, okay? But it's these. Listen, man, he called him out. If you don't like it, then quit. Go somewhere else. Like, if you love the wrestling, then go take less money and go do the grind then. Go hit those fucking bingo halls. This is before AEW, remember, too, right? But Danielson would rather do that. He'd rather be in a building with less people, just making way more money and working less, is what he fucking proved. And Miz called it the fuck out, dude. Pulled his card. Go work the bingo halls for less money then. No, what did Danielson do? He took a fucking shitload of money to just work less and do his indie style shit. And that's his prerogative, right? And a lot of people have taken that option too, like an Osprey. He took the $8 million or whatever. And I'm not diminishing them, but just be about it then. If you love the wrestling, if your passion is the fucking wrestling, then go and do that. You can do that outside of WWE. You know you can, but you're still here talking smack, and you're talking smack. He fucking pulled his card right there. That's crazy.
You should quit and go to the bingo halls with your indie
Okay, I
friends
think you need
then,
to
huh?
calm.
With
That's
your
not-
indie friends then.
That's
I
not
got
what
this.
this show's
We and
about.
the GM have this. Thank you very much, Renee. This is a great show, but we're talking here. I need to talk to you real quick because the fact is you're the one that calls me the coward, but you're the one that doesn't
And then Danielson walks away because he got cooked.
get in the WWE ring again. No, don't you walk away from me, Daniel. Don't you walk away. I'm the one that loves the fans. I'm the one that loves everyone and everything. You're the one that gets up and walks away every single time. You're the coward. I am not a coward. I am your Intercontinental Champion, and there's a reason I am the title. Reason making this the most relevant, prestigious title that WWE has, and I deserve the respect on SmackDown Live.
Cooking, dude. Fucking cooking, man. And I just quote tweeted and said the Miz was right. He is, dude. We just broke it down. Speaking of breaking down, Brie and Bryan Danielson say that they do not let their kids watch Jon Moxley matches.
Best guy's Tony Khan.
Fucking sickos.
Wrestling's not fake.
So even Danielson, who's like, oh, you just do that fake wrestling crap. We really hit each other. Even he's like, Moxley's too much. And it's fucking true. And this is why having the Rizzler and Big Boom AJ on your pre-shows is pointless. Because if you're driving people, what is the point of that? Hey, kids, Come and watch our pay-per-view after this YouTube thing that we're advertising. Tell your parents you want to come watch. It's a great wrestling show. And then the main event, you have Moxley getting Freddy Kruegered. I mean, man, what's the point of that? It makes no fucking sense. How you selling Rizzler dolls? Like, of course you're not going to sell Danhausen masks and, you know, and Orange Cassidy. You're going to fumble that shit. Like what it could have been. You know, Orange Cassidy's like the goofy guy who like sells merch to kids and wins cruiserweight matches and fucking gets beat up by, you know, gets squashed by like Wardlows and shit. And then, but you make money. He's like a Santino Marella. He's like a Mr. Iguana type guy, you know? That's what Orange Cassidy is. You got to book him that way. They fucked up. They tried to make him serious. So even Danielson and Brie say that they won't even let their kids watch Moxley matches, and I don't blame them.
If you saw the match between Hangman Adam Page and Jon Moxley, it's like this Texas.
And that's where I get confused. It's like, who are you marketing these dolls to? Like these Rizzler dolls, who are they marketed to? You know, this is the point everyone tried to make. So you're an asshole. You just want AEW to fail. The key demo, it's getting younger, Brian. Like you're just a bad faith grifter podcaster if you say these things. But then Danielson says something that so many people have said before. Bischoff, myself, how are you gonna how are kids supposed to watch this? Oh, that doesn't matter and all this shit. And then here you have Danielson saying the same thing. I hope sickos go and say, so for all the people who are like, my kids watch AEW and shit, even Danielson's like, whoa, that's too much. And where are you guys flooding them and saying, you're just a knee drone, Danielson, you don't get the business, you're an idiot.
And within the first 3 minutes, like Moxley is squirting blood out of his head. He got forked in the head.
I mean,
and I was just like, I was watching on the monitor. And I was like, I had to turn my head.
I don't let our kids watch anything Moxley does because I know it will be so violent. When I saw that, I'm like,
wait a second. You are the one who turned when I wrestled Ricky Starks in that strap match. You turned that on for our kids
until I started watching and then I turned it off.
But you knew it was a strap match. If you guys don't know what a strap match is, you're connected with a leather strap and then you whip each other with the strap. And then she just let our kids watch.
No,
by bleeding all over the place. And then she tells them it's ketchup.
So wait, Bree's like, I don't let them watch. And then he's like, haha, yeah, that's wait, you let him watch me against Saints in a strap match? Yeah, that's not a guy who lands on bed of nails and impales his back with an ogre's fucking mace and you know, shanks a dude in the head. It was that Saints Danielson match was very tame in comparison to all that and was a fucking solid strap match, you know what I'm saying?
And then now we have to perpetuate that lie until the end of time.
But he's like, he goes, are they squirting ketchup everywhere? I'm like, actually, I took Birdie to the Shakespeare play, and it was really cute.
Here's Nikki Bella and Cody Rhodes talking about Danielson and how he's sort of a funny, wacky, crazy. See, so there you go. It's like with the whole kosher pickle and the you're fat, you're gay, your dick is small, owned him. That MJF, like he always just goes to that sort of fucking thing, and there you go. He's Brian, and I mean, hey, dick and fart jokes can be funny. I'm not blanket saying they're all not, and I think some of them can be funny too, right? But there you go. Daniel Bryan's like a dick and fart joke kind of guy, right? So there you go. It's
he laughs the hardest at. He just
makes sense. It's all starting to make sense here, right?
Anything penis and all that, which is like
that's his spot. That's his thing.
He thinks
that's kind of
middle school humor. Like that's what I point out all the time. It's like AEW's like what a middle schooler would be like. This is badass, man. What?
Sort of thinking